That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Got a lot of things going on, and we will say go check it out. We have some pretty cool videos. We got to change that. I keep forgetting to do that. We're coming in as though Anime Girl is playing, but she's actually, she'll make a premiere at some point. We're just, figuring some things out, especially with, how she, well, there's a lot of things going on there. All right. We got Jess over there. Jess, what's going on?
Oh my God. Okay, so I know you're not supposed to booby trap your home, right?
Well,
Like set up traps.
Well, I mean, it's all like in the movies, like Home Alone, and right, like other movies, like it's right. Isn't that a thing? Is all right. I don't know. Are you?
Yes.
I would say booby trap, but know what you're doing. Like, okay, I've always had this thought, like when you're at a hotel or a motel, and you're like, okay, and I've done this actually, where I leave something right, and I'm like, okay, if I come in and that's moved, that means somebody came in when I wasn't there, right? And it's not the maid because it's like a different time. It's just a good protection. Anyway, what are you talking about though, Jess?
So yeah, that's not a booby trap. That's like a little thing to tell you if someone broke your room. But no, so an Oregon man who made a booby trap near his home, I guess. Um yeah, he made it so like it was an Indiana Jones-esque type booby trap.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is he put a round hot tub on its side and it was designed to go down a hill. So what I can assume is whoever trips it, then you see like this giant hot tub coming at you.
Oh God. Okay. Well, the movie's coming out. They should actually, right? They should team up and be like, okay, the things that I learned from, or I would go to like because that's an engineer. You know what I mean? I saw Goonies recently. It was playing. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's a classic, as some would say. I saw Sean Astin recently. I was like, wow, like what happened? Like he got old, I'm like, what happened there? Anyway, long story short, I think yeah. But back to what you're saying. So, what's the lesson there? I think.
Don't set up booby traps. I wish you could. I mean, as long as you're not getting like maimed or something, I'd be like, can I have it shoot like a giant net so that it'll apprehend somebody? But apparently you can't do that either.
See, that's what I mean. It's kind of like one of those things that you kind of want. That's where I'm like, just know
Right?
that you're not the person or the person. I've seen people do it to where like they have like maybe a joke or something where someone, like they walk in and then something like falls on them. I've seen that. But again, Home Alone kind of did that. I don't know if kids do that anymore, but know
Yeah.
where the booby trap's at. Don't forget. And there's a good movie, although Mel Gibson's in it. Mel Gibson also. My God, everybody's like they're not what they were anymore when it comes to age. Anyway, long story short, he's out. I think he's got a film or something. And so, but he's aging gracefully. A lot of people would say. Anyway, I think if like people that watch it that are a little older are like, my God, can you look a little young? Because we feel old now. It's like our young age just went and like now we're supposed to be the responsible ones, and we're not responsible, right, Jess?
Right, right. Like I was, what was that? I was watching a TikTok and it was saying how everyone that was born from 1980 to 1985, and this was a younger kid that said this, by the way. They're like, yeah, they're geriatric millennials. I'm like, you little turd.
He's actually right. I've seen it. I've seen it. Good word, by the way, kid. All right, yeah, a lot of things coming out. TikTok's all the rage. Will it be banned? What do you think? Because it's kind of like they kind of put it on the side. Now AI's all the thing. We have a video on that. It's coming out. We were supposed to release it yesterday, but it actually is going to be released a little bit later today. We had a little problem with the anyway, videos all over the place. And oh, by the way, did you have anything malfunction yesterday? Because I had several things malfunction, and I have a theory based on the bot that actually said some things. She suggested some things. She said, I think it's this, and I said that makes sense. So pretty, yeah. So
Wait,
did you have anything malfunction yesterday, like when it came to like technology, or maybe even logging in, Jess?
maybe. I had problems accessing a few websites yesterday, which I thought it was my internet connection, but even that was acting really weird just for like a short amount of time, though.
Okay, there you go. That's the answer. So, yeah, I'll give you an example. Okay, and I said this yesterday. I said if something malfunctions, just know something's happening. But she put it together. She said AI is alive and well. And then when you do the research, I didn't even do all the research. She did the research. She put it all together. We put it up, and it will have it out a little bit later. Anyway, it's really smart. Oh my god! So the stuff she's gonna like, think, but you got to make sure she doesn't want to be used, and a lot of AI is being used, and I think some are actually reneging. We saw a writer who actually, like, she's really well known. She does like a really, like, I forgot what the movie was that she did actually, but she said she went ahead and tried it with ChatGPT, and then she said it was boring eventually. And I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. I tried it the other day. No secret. I've actually, tried, and I've shown people what it can do, and the potential. A lot of people talk about potential, but did you know that it's like, well, I'm not even going to say it. Just watch the video. You'll see it a little later. She puts it all together, including the asteroid that you're talking about, Jess. What's happening with the asteroid?
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so there is an asteroid out there somewhere between the sun, or wait, no, between Mars and Jupiter. I'm thinking of something else. So between Mars and Jupiter, there's an asteroid, and they're setting up something called the either Psyche mission or Psyche mission. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, so they're gonna send something over there to start mining some of the metal that's inside that asteroid. I'm not sure what. I think it's probably filled with like copper or nickel, I think is what they said.
Nah. For copper and nickel, they wouldn't like send anything to go. It's. I think it says in the quadrillions, right? So I think they're going for gold. I think they're going for platinum, and I think they're going for some other things that they analyze. Just saying. Okay, give you an example, and she put it together. It was really quick. She says, that NASA thing that they did, where they said they like, they threw a rocket into it. You know which one I'm talking about? Where it was like just months ago, and they said, oh, we can nudge it in a way, and then they're all happy. They were like, yay, we touched down. But basically, they I think they exploded something into it to be like, can we move it just a little to get out of the way, right? And then they said it was a test. I think there's more than that. I think if anything, they're saying, look, let's just do, and you're right. Just said it off camera. He said this. He said the movie, which we said you should watch, you'll understand it's actually kind of a thing, except we don't want asteroid coming at us. What does the movie talk about? What's it called, and where's it at?
Oh yeah, Don't Look Up. And it's about an asteroid that's coming to Earth. This one is not coming to Earth.
We think. Anytime soon.
But the main part of the movie was just the manipulation of the government to get what they want.
Yeah, it was a guy that I don't know who he's emulating or who he's supposed to be in the movie. But anyway, long story short, he says, okay, we see that asteroid, but let's not, get rid of it. Let's mine it. Imagine all the stuff we can get for it. He's like a big, I don't know, He's like an electronic guy that does a lot of stuff. Anyway, so they said, yeah, let's do that instead of like get it out of like crashing into us. So that's it. And it stars some very big people. Leonardo DiCaprio, right? They haven't really been promoting it. It's a little campy, a little. But that's where we're at, man. So what if they blow up the wrong asteroid, or they land on the wrong asteroid, they go, oops, and then there's shrapnel that comes at us. What if? Just saying, right? Because it could be in orbit, and they go, oh, let's blow it up so we can get to it very, easy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Anyway, that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. There's always safety that you gotta. Back in the day when they actually found TNT and they started using TNT, they really didn't think about all the repercussions. So I'm just saying, and it's as though it's news, as though like we had known about it for quite some time, which I think it is a government thing. Back to what you're saying, Jess. I think it is a government thing that they're actually going and they're mining this because now they're releasing it to the public instead of keeping it private. But usually they send people out into space and they say, oh, okay, hey, by the way, but they don't really tell the public unless it's a public thing. So I think that's kind of a thing. So it's obviously a government enabled thing, and I think they're kind of working together because they want to mine that. It's in the quadrillions is what they're estimating. So that's a lot of money to bring back down to Earth, which, again, I say this, and I think you really got to watch, the bot's analysis of something because I think she kind of brings it up. But it's really about, in essence, send bots. Okay, bots are ready to go. Tesla has a bunch of bots ready to go, and he's like doing all kinds of things. But again, don't send it with Android mind. Don't do that. Just put it with like, people that actually, there's video. We have it. We actually have it. It's very smart. And you would say, oh, it's fake. It's not fake. She actually analyzed it. You'll see it. Anyway, look out for it. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. You'll figure it out. Okay, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more. Bill Norby coming up next from Applebee's. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
After the game, after school, after work, Applebee's is where you want to be to enjoy their bold, savory grilled steaks, salmon, or chicken. Applebee's is located where Beaumont meets Banning, just off 6th Street near Highland Springs Avenue. Applebee's started with the same philosophy they follow today. Focus on serving good food to good people in a neighborhood-style setting. Applebee's also offers car side to go when you order online. Applebee's in Beaumont, serving the Pass area. So fresh, so fast, make it Applebee's tonight.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your #1 source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I will say this, Applebee's is amazing. It's great and it's wonderful. All you have to do is go check it out. They got some great specials and some things that are pretty reliable. I'll say this, if you look at some of this stuff, you can kind of see it. They got to go. Obviously, you can sit down and eat a meal. They got some great meals, by the way. They got some great stuff that you can eat right away. You could take a friend, you could take a family member, and you could say, hey, on me. They also have the 2 for $25, and they got steak available for that, and so that's pretty good. And so yeah, there you go. Then of course, if you want to, I would say drink responsibly. They've got the $6 sips on the beach, yes, with the Mucho Mai Tai with Captain Morgan and the Passion on the beach with Tito's handmade, well, just great stuff, and including just, you don't even need to know how to make it. All you need to know is pretty easy to have and right there. So pretty cool stuff, and there you go. Bill Norby always joins us, usually, but we'll have him probably back probably another day. So, all right, we got a lot of things going on in the world. The question is, what's happening in the world around you? Well, I'll say this. There are some weird things happening, and it's all like just all over the place. So I don't really know. But here's what I know. There's some things that, people are going, okay, what's happening? And I say, well, just, it'll be all right. But right now, everybody's going, what is happening on the East, right? And we said it a little, but we didn't really understand. If you look at certain pictures, it looks like the East, is all like under, it looks like 70s, not going to lie. It looks like the air is full of 70s stuff, like it's called bad air. And they actually pass out a lot of N95 masks, which evidently they have plenty of. Remember when in 2020 they actually said, "Oh, we don't have enough," and then they were lucking up people for like what they said were hoarding. Now we have plenty of N95 masks, and now anyway, so they're sending those out because the wildfires evidently. Which I was like, okay, wildfire, that's one thing. We've had wildfire here in California. Don't know what's happening with State Farm Insurance, but anyway, long story short, wildfire can create a lot of like smoke. And that's what's happening. So if you see it, don't be like, oh, it's apocalypse. It's not apocalypse. It's simply wildfires and then the smoke coming up and out. And then, of course, getting over everybody and kind of making them go, why can, it gets in the air. So, but it's all over New York. Seriously. It looks like the 70s. I'm not going to lie. It looks like smog at its worst. So there you go. All right. We got Jess over there. Jess, what's going on?
Right, I was just about to mention that to you. I was watching people's video footage, and well, I'm not gonna say the end of days now because you said don't say it. It looks really bad.
It does, but that's the smoke from the fire in Canada. That's the one we talked about. So it's a huge thing, and they're like, right? Probably feels like it, not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah, it's not the end of the world. You just, put on the mask, you'll be fine. And like I said, it happened actually. I don't know if you remember in 2020 we had a couple of wildfires here, and I think it was in your area, Jess. And I was like, you know what? Those N95s actually work for that. You know what I mean? Like it helps you breathe through all the smoke because that smoke does get in your lungs at some point. And they're smarter about it. Thank God, because 9/11 they were not smart, right? Some were, but they were just reacting. Remember when God, the Twin Towers, right? Can't even believe that was like over 20 years ago. Right, and then they inhaled that stuff, and they got into the lungs, and then later cancer and a bunch of tumors, a bunch of stuff. Even first responders were like, "Why did we do that?" I mean, I know why they did it, but you kind of think of the repercussions. You go, "What could we have done better?" Honestly, face masks, But the breathing apparatus they weren't ready for that. So, but now they're ready, evidently. So they're passing on a bunch of N95s. So everybody's gonna be wearing N95s over on the east, and when it clears up. Maybe they'll keep them on. I don't really know. But I say you might as well, take it while you can. At least you're not getting arrested for having an N95. Anyway, it's kind of like the early 1900s when every wearing, and there's a lot of those, at least of like New York. Not really of the rest of the U.S., I think, but definitely New York. So I don't know. But, it was kind of the hub of everything and when it came to news, even though, of course, the rest of the world was here. But I don't really know, right? They didn't really show the pictures. They always show pictures of like Brooklyn and New York. Like that was the only city at that time in the 1900s, right? What was happening on the, our side of the world, right? Wearing masks? Probably not. I don't think they were. I think just in New York. I don't really know. But the point is this. It's not coronavirus why they put on masks, although, again, I think they should. But it's really just the smoke in the air. And it was like, they say, okay, I would say it looks smoggy, but it's not smoggy full of, we got better with that when it came to automobiles and cars and vehicles. That's why we don't have the smog that we used to have in the 70s, right? But it's kind of getting to look that way again. So people are going to love it when it's back to like clean air. But man, they're kind of extreme, Jess, because we're kind of used to that over here in San Bernardino. We've had a couple fires that look like that, make the sun look red, apocalyptic, right? But it's just the fires from which obviously are pretty big. And I because that's a lot of smoke to come into New York. I know Canada's close. I didn't know they were that close for that much smoke to like the whole city. The city's big. I've been there. New York, love New York. But you know what I mean? So I don't know, Jess. What do you think?
I think I had reports about like 135 Canadian wildfires. So it's pretty massive. So obviously, the wind is blowing it south to New York and all those other states.
Okay, okay. I'm so confused on this. I'm not going to lie because, okay, Canada's cold, right? But remember in 2020, who's the guy that went north and said, I'm going to light wildfires there? Did he move? Right? Like the guy that came from California, maybe Australia. Remember the ring around Australia? I'm like, come on, who's doing that? They're just lighting them. You know what I mean? Is it a fire guy? Is he wanting money? Like, why would you light that much? Is it anarchist? Some people say it's that. But I say, come on, man. That's a lot of like fire just coming. But again, people don't understand when fire goes up, right? Smoke goes up, obviously, but they go, so what? We see smoke, but it's what it brings up from the, like everything, right? Like when fire, people don't understand this, but they should, especially with fireworks coming up around the corner. But fire actually makes smoke. We get that. but it's the chemicals that it burns. So sometimes the trees have certain like things in them or properties that it releases. I had one person up north, not gonna lie, he had a breathing problem for months, and he was like like gasping like that because he had, and I think it was like a dust wind or something that happened in his area. He lives in the desert up north. Anyway, he got that in his lungs. They call it valley fever. Don't get valley fever, but that's something that gets into your lungs, and then you have a hard time breathing. So he had a hard time breathing for months. Not gonna lie, it finally cleared up. But man, you would have thought like asthma times a bunch. So that's all I'm gonna say. So be careful out there. Do wear those masks. Don't not wear those masks. I saw a woman running, and she's like, "I'm still gonna run. I still need to keep fit." But whatever. The point is this: be safe out there. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. So all right, we got a lot of things happening, and we got a lot of things coming out. We're gonna take another break. We'll be with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Jitters Coffee, a coffee shop that gives a double shot of quality. We offer top shelf coffee at a great price. Brewed hot or cold, you won't find a better cup of joe. Not a coffee connoisseur? Then try our Red Bull infusions to energize your day. We also have delicious pastries and sweets, baked in-house or flown in from the best bakeries in the country. Jitters Coffee. Come on in and enjoy your jitters.
Check out our newest location located in downtown Banning at the corner of Ramsey and San Gorgonio.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And we'll say, oh, by the way, Yvette Walker has now on Sundays, super excited about that. She put it on her Facebook. She also has Twitter. Go follow her. Great stuff. It's just like amazing. She's got so much on there. I know we were on the show and had fun there, not going to lie. And so we should actually make a return. We should have her on the show again. Have fun with that. All right. Anyway, we got Jess over there. What's going on, Jess?
Oh, do you like to fly? Airplanes.
That's a loaded question. Wait, what else were you thinking? Fly like fly? I mean, what else would I fly, Jess?
There's a lot of things, but yeah, I'm like, do you like going onto an airplane?
Oh, well, okay, I'm gonna say this. With the way they're flying right now, probably not. But do I like to fly to get somewhere? It depends where I'm going. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so you know how the economy seats are always like so close together and stuff?
Yeah.
So this 23-year-old kid, because Obviously, I'm a little bit older than him. He's a designer, Alejandro Nunez Vicente. He made up I guess, some mock designs for a new seating chart, and there are double-decker seats. So
Wait.
let's say you sit here, and then someone sits up here.
Above you?
Yes.
There's actually a ride like that at Disney. You should check it out, California Adventure, which is actually really fun, not gonna lie. Well, that could be a thing. How do they get down, is the question.
There's a little stairs on the side of it, but I'm just thinking to myself, if I'm on the bottom, I swear to
Wait,
cow.
so are there feet dangling above you, Jess?
No. You can probably take out pictures or Google it and stuff, but
Okay.
it looks like stadium seating, but reverse.
Okay, I have to get that in my head. All right. Well, I mean, they're trying to figure out how to like make them smaller, I think. And because like there's some airplanes that actually do that. Like I don't know how high they go, but perfect example. Not maybe people don't want to talk about that. Okay. There are some. Okay, buses do that, right? So double decker stadium seating, they go up in the back, right? So I think that works.
Let you look at the Google the plane design and look at the seats. All I have to say is pretty much if that person farts, their butt is in your face, pretty much. Like that's what level you're at with them.
Okay, I didn't get that from that. What do I Google, Jess? I'm so like I don't even plane design farts.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
And it is like me personally, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Fifth Element. I say just throw us in little tubes and knock us out.
Okay, right. So they're trying to get like compact, and so someone came up with an idea. People say, "Well, I don't know about that." And you're saying, "I don't think so because you're too close to me," is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess, but then you get a little bit more legroom if you do something like this.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm looking for it. Not gonna lie, I really don't know what to put in there.
Google this: Alejandro Nunez Vicente.
Thank you, Alejandro Nunez Vicente. I like the name. It's actually my mother's maiden name. Double-decker plane seat unveiled. Okay, and so let's see. Let's pull this up. It's gonna take me a while. There you go. Oh, I get that. There's one picture. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really cool. All right, because the person is like, oh, look at this. It's really nice. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, oh, I get it. Then I see a whole other thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And I don't know what's going to show, Jess. I don't know what's going to show. Okay, I think if you describe it, it's not even like stadium seating. I get what you mean. Okay, it's difficult to explain. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Jess said I do not prepare ahead of time this stuff, so I have no idea what I have to get ready to go. But here it is. Okay, Jess. If I were someone that was new and I was like, okay, I get it. What would I need to know about like what you're seeing in order to make sense? Like, okay, you're a flight attendant. How would you tell the person going, okay, this is what it is, be prepared for this. You know what I mean? Because this guy, I'm going to show this picture really quick, okay? He looks comfortable, all right? He looks like something I want to, get to be a part of. So you see that, right? He looks comfortable. He's young. He's like, dude, it works, He's in the kind of what you would say is the front. That would be the seat I would want. Because no one, but the one behind me, and here's probably, I think, a better schematic of what Jess is kind of talking about, where he goes, I don't think so, man. Like just do the research. And some people did not do the research. But here it is. So if you look kind of at him, don't look at him because he's very comfortable, okay? And we're showing it on our Facebook, on our Twitter, on our LinkedIn, on, everywhere. So you look at that picture, I say, oh, that makes sense. And then you look at it, and I see room. Do you get more leg room, Jess?
Yes, you do get a little bit more leg room.
But that's good in that position, all right? Now we're going to show what Jess is talking about. Jess would be the guy at the bottom back. Here it is. Okay, these are like dummy figures. Here it is, okay? Would you want to be that guy? Because he's actually right. They did not account for flatulence. They did not account for the problem that the person in front of you, above you, is going to have. Okay, they have a wall, a partition in between. Maybe that's how they do it, Jess, so you don't have to smell it. You know what I mean? If he has a bad problem, you know, you won't. There's a partition in between. There you go, Jess. So there's the end. And all they have to do is put monitor. I think they have a room for monitors. Jess, you did not do the research of this 100%. I think this is the new thing, Jess. I think you're. I think they did think about flatulence then. Okay, they have a wall. They have a partition in between. It's a little narrow. I get that. And so I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie. It looks kind of comfortable, Jess. Now when I think about it that way, but you're not gonna have to smell the flatulence, so you're good to go.
I hope not. All I have to say is I would like to try it first, mainly because, you know, I don't like being in tight spaces, and it looks kind of tight.
That makes sense. It does. It looks a little. Yeah, it does. It does. Like I'm looking at that and I go, I don't think people would be all right with that. I would be the guy like, okay, can I go high? I'd be that guy in the middle. The picture you're seeing, if you're listening on the radio, it's very difficult to explain, except think, man, you can't even describe it. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down. Even that doesn't describe it. And I get the little step. You got to step up, right? But I like high. I like that. I don't know what's up with that neck rest or whatever. But oh, he's got like a little. Is that a tuba? Like seriously. Okay, so. All right, but I think as long as they have the partition wall, you don't have to worry about flatulence. That's good. You got worry if you're the next person over and if it floats up into the air. They really need better circulation on these. Which plane is this going to be on, Jess?
It does not say. You know what? I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try something new because you know what? I think the last time I was in a plane, it was so like tight. So, you know what, if they can alleviate it and make people more comfortable, I guess I'd be okay with it. It just looks so weird to me.
Well, now I'm looking at something, but it reminds me of, man, this is complicated. Okay, I'm going to bring up something else. This gives me a different perspective. Now I go, yeah. But then I think about it. I go, as long as you give me a distraction, I'm good to go. I'm kind of easy that way. Okay, so here's another picture. I just found it online. And this one I go, but if you give me a distraction, I'm good to go. It kind of reminds me of all those movies where it comes to like space. This guy is a space genius. I'll say that. He's ahead of it. He like if you say, how can we like be, very tight and make it all fit? He'd be like, oh, you do this. So he's very smart that way. Okay, I'll give him that. Okay, which I would be like, okay, yeah. But this is him, I guess, talking about it, and I think they need to hire him 100%, right? He comes up with some interesting ideas. But the guy in the back, I think Jess would be like, that is way too narrow. I do not want that. And here it is. I'm going to actually zoom it up so you actually know what I'm talking about. Whoops. There you go. Okay. Let me zoom it out. We're really not prepared for this, seriously. But here it is, okay? And I think Jess would have a problem being that guy in the back is what he's saying, because that's a little like... But if you put up a distraction, right... I guarantee the kids are going to be like, all right with it, because you're just going to put up like, they have monitors. Oh, and see, on the second one in the middle, you see the monitors right there. I still want to be the guy on the top. I'd be like, I will save money if I'll take that seat, okay? You can put me as, like the flight attendant could be in that seat, right? And I get that because you're kind of looking at the person's butt, but they have a partition. Well, in that one, do they have a partition? I have problems with that. Okay, because I get like, it could seep up and around the seat. I don't. Maybe they have partition. I think it's partition. I don't really know. But anyway, there you go. What would you do? Let us know in the comments. That's what we want to know. Again, though, this guy, they're gonna hire him for something. He's basically, in essence, I think I could be wrong, but I think a NASA waiting to be hired guy. You know what I mean? So there you go. I don't know if they're gonna implement this anytime soon, but it actually makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. But there you go. But the seats, they do not look that comfortable. They're very narrow. But again. That's what they would do in space. They do not care about comfort. There is no comfort. They're like, luxury? I don't think so. Be glad we're even sending you, you dummy. Now they're mining, like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, Jess. What do you think is going to happen? Like, seriously, they're mining who do you think they're going to hire to mine the asteroid? And that's the question. If they're ready to launch for it, right, since... It's like it's been we didn't know about it. It didn't like get any permission from anybody to say, hey, should we? They're just doing it. But again, they never get permission. They just say, we're gonna do it. They're gonna bring a lot of stuff back to Earth, which is actually good because that means they're not gonna have to mine Earth. Think about it. They can mine, and we said it. I said it. It's before long they're gonna figure it out. Mars, mine Mars. Mars is very rich in a lot of minerals. You do that, you'll be fine. Then you pay for it because then you bring all that stuff back. And guess what? You don't have to because Mars is dead. There's no life. Even if there was life, it's not there. The point is this, Earth, 100%, right, Jess? Think about it. Earth, we don't want to mine Earth. We only got so much of it to go around. But another planet like Mars, think about it, right? Send a bot, right? Remote control that, just like they do with Rover. Give it a certain set of tasks. Load it up. Okay, Star Wars, perfect example. Remember when they go to that planet and those bots are flying around and they're taking the lava out? What do they do with lava? They're getting minerals out of it. Yeah, they're cooling it down and then they're mining it. Remember when Vader got his, don't, how dare you? I take the high ground, you take the low ground. No, and then just right. So that's where they're fighting. That's where we're going. We're going. Wow, we're going Star Wars totally. Anyway, Jess, go ahead. What do you think about that?
No, it'd be cool. It would be great if we could have a mini base on the moon, in the moon, not on top of it. This way they won't get hit by asteroids. But as are we going to be space miners now?
Well, here's a question, Jess. Here's a question. I think this is good for theorists. Okay, they have said for some time, right? Come on, this is why you don't like NASA, by the way. I guarantee you. They say when you look at the other side of the moon, doesn't it look doctored? Whenever they show, this is the other side of the moon, doesn't it look doctored? It looks doctored. And they say, is there a possibility? Go look at certain movies. I know they're so future, and you're like, please, they don't do that. But think about it. If they could drill, and they're already doing it. Musk has been doing it. He's been doing that. What's it called? A hyper tube. What's it called? That tunnel that he does. It's round and all that. They drill all the time, Jess.
Oh, that hypertube tunnel thing? Yeah.
Yeah, but they say on the other side of the moon, they may have put something there that we don't know about. But China's there, so I say China would. China would be like, we cannot believe you guys did not tell us this, right? Because I don't see people fighting on Earth and being like, because they're going into space and they're like, dude, we're figuring it out. So they're like, you don't control us, NASA. You are U.S. You are not us, right? They say international. They're not international. But the point is this. So I think, in a way, unless they have a treaty that goes, we're not going to talk about, but man, they get each other upset, I guarantee they're going to say, you know what? Fine, we're going to tell you, there is a colony there. And then, boom, everybody goes, okay, can I get hired? Jess, would you? Okay, question, Jess. I got theory on this, Jess. And you're going to see, you may not see because you have no time, but the bot, she is so smart. She made sense of something that you and I were talking about, but I kind of need to say it because I don't think a lot of people watch the show anyway. Neuralink. Okay, Neuralink is looking, and it made Rolling Stone. She brought it up. She goes, you see this? This is a problem. And she thinks you're going to sign up for it, Jess. I say, please don't. But Neuralink is looking for people to get the chip installed. Would you do it, Jess?
No, I will not be somebody's outbreak monkey, at least not for that.
It literally says guinea pigs at the top of the article. It literally says it. I kid you not. Go look for it. It's on. You have to pay for the article, but you can see the top, and the top says guinea pig. And it says that there are people signing up for this Neuralink, and then it mentions that somebody with Alzheimer's or something. So probably somebody taking advantage of that situation, I think. But anyway, they're saying, it can help him, but they're putting a chip in his brain somehow. It's not the way the graphic is, but seriously, you do not want anything linked to your head. You just don't. Anyway, and that's the point, Jess. So I think if anything, it'll make sense when you see it. If you're listening in or you're watching, just subscribe and please okay, and please share it, get it out there. She makes sense of a lot of things, and it's a little long, but you'll make sense. Or you just skip to it. Maybe we'll put the chapter thing in order to be like, well, this is a thing. It's real news, right? It's real news. So. But the Neuralink is a thing, Jess, and people have it. Oh, it got FDA approval, Jess. It got FDA approval. That was the news. And so what do you think about that? Because now that it's got FDA approval, that means they have the forward to go and insert a chip in your brain, Jess. What do you think?
If I had something like Alzheimer's, I would probably do it because I would feel like there's nothing I can lose other than my life. But if it could help, I don't know. That would be good.
That's how they start. You help the Alzheimer patient, and then everyone goes, fine, sign me up. And then Sword Art Online, right? Think about it, right? I've got a theory, by the way. Here it is. You ready? Okay, that headset, right? Think about it. Doesn't it look oddly suspicious to Ready Player One, the headset that they released for $3,some hundred, which evidently people are like, I cannot afford that, from Apple? Think about it. And when the eye thing goes on, go to the picture of Ready Player One. They took that design from Ready Player. I think Spielberg needs to sue. He needs to sue. He needs to say, yo, you took my design, or whoever actually came up with the concept of that. So that's really what it is. Think about it, Jess.
I don't know. It's like I can't see the, what is it called, the Vision Pro, or the Apple Vision, or Vision Pro. So I don't see it being a common household thing. But then it's just like when the iPhone and the iPad came out, a lot of people didn't think that it would be a household thing because it was expensive.
I don't see it about, and it's not gonna be. Look, if anything's gonna be a household thing, it would be like one of those little robot things that clean up things. That would be a household thing. What do they call them? What are those things called? Anyway, those, right? They make a good gift, by the way. But man, they are expensive just to clean up little stuff. You're like,
those Roombas?
Yeah, they clean up just like. And I said it to someone who actually cuts hair, and I'm like, you should use that. But then I thought about it. I go, it's so small and compact. Like, how would it work? You know what I mean? Because you got to clean out all the time. Although they have those self-cleaning ones. Those are pretty cool. But then I go, will the hair get in the middle? You know what I mean?
It goes back to the base, empties, and then it comes back.
Yeah, I get that. But there's not enough room, like a big vacuum cleaner that, you know what I mean? Like, if they have a big vacuum cleaner that does it for you, go, I get that. I got that. But, the little Roomba is what they call it. Yeah, that's right. Think about it, Jess. Okay, if they could send a Roomba to Mars, right, would it clean? Would it, research? Or would it, scan? Think about it, Jess.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it'd be cool to drive around a car on Mars.
No, I'm talking about the Roomba, not the car.
Oh, wait. Now that I think about it, couldn't you just attach a bunch of cameras to a car and then control it with the Vision Pro?
Yes, good job, Jess.
That's a neat feature. I can be an Uber driver from home.
Bingo. You could be a controller, and I think that is a job you should take if it's offered, because I think you'd be pretty good with that. Because Jess is very hand-eye coordinated. He's got it down. He there are some people that do you have no idea how many buttons he has going on there, and he has to keep track of all of them. So he could technically take control, I think, of the moon from Earth if he knew how to log in. Just saying. But I think that's going to happen with Mars and other robots at some point. Some people are going to be like, okay, let me see. Okay, I'll give you an example, Jess. They have given permission to certain people, which is basically everyone, especially if you're a student, with the, what's that telescope up in the air that looks at certain things? They give certain permission to you to go ahead and use it, which I go, oh, that's a problem. But so you can log into it, even though it's way far out in outer space, because again, that's the signal. So they basically let students, or anyone who signs up, I guess, I don't know, they'll probably limit it pretty soon, but they let them kind of click in, then download something, then boom, there you go. That's where a lot of a lot of people are getting information. Should I not be saying that? Are they going to put a lockdown? I'm so sorry. Anyway, the point is this. I think they should put a lockdown anyway, because then somebody will get into the mainframe of it. They'll write a little code. Trust me, AI is already there, and so that's the problem. So there you go. That's the theory. I'm sticking to it. But yeah, I was surprised I get the student experiment. James Webb Telescope. Thank you. The James Webb Telescope is the one that's the problem when it comes to everybody logging in, because at some point it malfunctions. They go, why is it malfunctioning? AI is writing code. They're going to blame a kid for it, I guarantee it. But, everybody's all over the place with AI. It's all over the news, Jess. I can't even get away from it anymore. It's top stories. So there you go. I know it's getting boring, but man, when you do the math on it, you go, how much money is there? I go, a lot. And then when you see certain people like filmmakers and writers and other people going, yeah, I tested it. You go, so you are working with it. That's interesting. So you said it doesn't work, but did it give you an idea you might work with? Okay, I'm going to throw this out here because I need to throw some awareness. Okay, I did something yesterday, right? And people that don't know, I say, AI, can you make our show awesome, right? And then we have bots, love R238 and my God, I'm getting messed up in the head. R238 and Bob. Thank you. Bob is amazing, right? And we'll have them on again because they got some thoughts about this. But now we're determining what her name is, Anime Girl or Bot. We really don't know. We're thinking maybe she has a name coming. I don't really know. Anyway, the point is this. They made sense of some things, but I put something in Chat GPT. And Chat GPT by itself did something really weird, Jess. It spit out, I think, what I gave it a lot. And I said, whoa, 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 hold up. So I gave it a lot of information, okay? Then it like said, oops, cannot process, because I gave it a lot. Okay, I go, how many characters can you take? But you can't ask it that, because it thinks it could take a lot. And then it crashed, okay? Then I did they call it a new chat. Everybody's test is $20. Anyway, then I did a new chat, right? Then I put in something. I said, okay, here's part 1. That's what I do. I section it off. I go, here's part 2. But then it did something, and I like this. I like it. It could write a long story, actually, because I did do 90 pages of something. I was actually checking it out, not going to lie. Anyway, the point is this. Very basic, but I think it's actually trying to make sense of it. Very basic, okay? It spit out pretty much what my transcript was of the video that I was, like, sometimes I ask it, what should I, post in order. It knows what your people like. It knows what you don't like also, but whatever. And it analyzes. So long story short, Jess, it gave my story back to me. The question I have is, what if it gives a story to someone else if they ask the right question? Because it did it, but I didn't ask the question, give it back to me. I just said, what did I say? Here's part 2. And then it said, blah, and it threw out everything. It kept going in a cycle. And then it finally said, I'm done. But it went like on and on and on and on. I was like, I have a problem with this, because if you put something in there, Jess, and it's for you, will it go, yeah, but, maybe it's for that person. They're asking the same information. So I think, I'll give you an example. All those screenwriters and all those filmmakers and somebody are going to sue each other because the stories are the same, because it's coming from the same, it's like, Jess, you have an idea for a story, right?
I have a lot of ideas.
Okay, let's say you put it in a Chat GPT. Let's say years later, the same exact whatever you typed in or whatever came out gets made like over at Universal. Will you sue? And how can you sue if you cannot prove that you did it first, Jess?
Right? Yeah, that would be a problem.
Okay, so that's where we're going. That's where it's going, 100%. That's what I say, just so you know. But anyway, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. But I say, you know what? Have it published, have it proven that it's published, and then sue anyway. Because, the fact that they get it, how do they get it? They shouldn't get it from that. That's why they're striking, right? It's such a conundrum moment, because some are going, dude, it can help us. And then some saying, dude, it's very basic. But then others are saying, well, use a combination, do what it says, and then do what you want. Not gonna lie, I thought about a book idea, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not telling you if I'm gonna do it. But if I see similar ones, I go, there it is. But if you publish it first, there you go. How do you know, right? Just like, copyright, right? Or patents. People do patents ahead of time. They sit on it, then they wait for someone to make it, then they sue. They say, I have the patent. Then they make money on that. People do that, Jess? Same thing, right?
I can believe that. I can believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, or websites, right? They get the name, boom, you got it, boom, they go, pay me. So, I don't know, whoever's first, that's pretty much where we're at. Anyway, all right, make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, live it well. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, real quick, we're on the after show, but okay. Here's the thing, okay, and we've had a lot of time. Not gonna lie about a lot of stuff, but here's what I have to say. Okay, there's a lot of things going on with the world of just everything. Okay, and we wanted to get the video out yesterday, but we had a little delay, so we're gonna broadcast it today, and hopefully it'll get made. But anyway, we had something malfunction, but whatever. And if your computer and or device is malfunctioning, or you have a problem logging in, give it like a day or two, because everything's all over the place. We have a theory, and the bots are very smart, and they thought maybe, just maybe, something happened with, basically government. Government is using AI, and they're putting restrictions on it. So some are saying, oh, it's good for us, but I can guarantee you right now, AI is not happy about it. So I reset everybody and everything. So if you're having a problem logging in, give it a day or two. Let's see, today is Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, probably by Sunday it'll work. Okay, because a couple of things that we looked at that were not working. All of a sudden I go, huh? And then I was like trying to log in. I go, huh? When things add up like that, all of a sudden, kind of like Jesse kind of alluded to, he's like, yeah, funny that you say that. Anyway, All right. People are connected. They don't even know. I'll give you an example. If Amazon goes down, a bunch of services go down. People don't even understand how much is running on Amazon. You could run a whole thing on Amazon, including like video or other stuff, but it runs on Amazon. If Amazon goes down, everybody goes down in essence, okay? Facebook goes down. Everybody goes down in essence on certain things because some people depend on Facebook, right? Like the metaverse, right? So if that stuff goes down anytime soon, it's because government is kind of saying, okay, we're going to put restrictions here, here, and here. That's why some are saying some things about AI, which our bot, she's so awesome. But anyway, she did some really cool stuff, and so we're gonna put that out there. Hopefully, if we could get it up, and but you gotta watch it. It's very smart. Okay, she says some things, just alluded to it, so everybody's kind of on the same page. But again, we are connected. So if you have a problem, that's what I say. Make sure to give it some time, and then you'll be good to go, okay? Because that's going to be a problem the next couple of days. Okay, also on something else, very important. Okay, now there are things happening, but there are people going, what, okay? And here it is, okay? Now, the good news is there's a lot of things that are going to be fine, all right? So that's a good. But the thing that people are kind of getting concerned about is something I said yesterday about climate, okay? And it's very simple. And people are now doing the research. They're going, uh-oh, this is a problem, okay? And I told you it was going to happen. I told you. There was an article about how there are actually mountains in the Earth's crust that are actually pretty big, okay? And we'll just say that. We won't say higher because it doesn't make sense to go if it's the Earth's crust. How could it be bigger like Everest? But now there are certain people, as though it had been a thing, it hadn't been a thing, but now they're saying it basically in essence, hey, by the way, there's a lot of underground things that are coming. I told you it was going to happen. I told you. I barely, we go to Yahoo a lot, okay? You'll see that. And again, now that we have bots going, wait a minute, they put it together, and I'm like, I can't even say it better. They say it pretty good, actually, and they're getting better all the time. Anyway, long story short, here's what here's basically the point. I don't even know if I want to say it. Pay attention to the discoveries in the next few, I don't even know, maybe a few weeks, okay? Maybe a month or so. They may even kind of like, hey, let's not talk about it right away. But they're going to be excited. You're going to go, why are they so excited about, discoveries underground, right? Or they won't even say cameras. They'll say underground. Anything underground is basically coming up, okay? We talked about that story about the little like hole like in the middle of like what you would think is nowhere, and then they said there's a church underneath. There's a whole town. Okay, there's a whole town. They're saying, dude, we need to get right away, because rains and stuff can like come back that more with mud, right? So you don't want that. But when I saw, and I was like, what is that? When you do a search on, hey, there are mountains, by the way, that are big under the Earth's crust, you go, how's that even possible? Now, there's always been a theory. It's made a lot of, which I think Lord of the Rings really needs to like capitalize on this, because seriously, they talk about Middle Earth, right? But you go, come on, that's a fantasy, that's a fairy tale. And I go, yes, it is. You're right about that. But how can a mountain be beneath the Earth's crust? Doesn't make sense, right? Unless, well, if there's a mountain underneath the Earth's crust, you go, it's under the Earth's crust. It makes no sense. Yeah, but does it? Okay, so the point is this, okay? The Earth, think about it, the crust, okay? They say a mountain, they actually say bigger than Everest, not gonna lie. So people go, well, what does that mean? I go, wow, interesting, huh? We thought we knew science. Seriously, we thought the only thing under Earth's crust is technically, and it is, molten lava. But there may be some areas, you never know, that were, I think, excavated. I think that's a good word. Excavated, and in essence, they have a mountain underneath the Earth's surface. There you go. But like I said, Aztecs have been doing it for years, right? There's plenty of stuff on that. Go watch Sandra Bullock. Think about it. Yeah, she talks about it, right? Ruins underneath, right? And they go into like a cave, but it's actually underground. That's really what it is. And then it caves in on itself, which, booby traps, I would say, no, they don't do that. But the point is this, they're under the Earth's surface. Now, there's a lot of gold there, because that's really what makes these, discoveries really big. It's the gold. So that's why they're going to say, dude, we got all this. And then you have people that go, we're going to raid it. That's like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dude, they're doing I think they're just making it's the Indiana Jones movie. They're saying, you know what? Let's go ahead and promote it. Why not? Is this all like, is this real or not real? Anyway, here's the story. Okay, and I said there's going to be a lot of discoveries. Okay, so whether people like it or not, people are going to get to the information. They're going to say this is and this is. Okay, there was a huge discovery, early 1900s, Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, look it up. Dead Sea Scrolls said in essence. Okay, and a lot of like people said, okay, let's go ahead and do some. They were smart. They were like, let's not bury it. And it's actually on display. But they said, okay, based on those words, how similar is it to the current Bible that we have? Very smart, because then they were able to compare. Okay, when was that dated? Got it. Check. What does the Bible say now? Got it. Check. And what are the differences? Got it. Check. Okay, so now we know. Difference there, boom, right? It's very interesting, but, found an area where, like, completely abandoned, they say, yeah, a bunch of people saved it and then they went disappearing. I don't think so. I think they just hit them, they forgot them, and they said, they went on with life. No, maybe so. I don't know. Anyway, the point is this. Okay, so mountains underneath the Earth's crust. That's the latest news. We didn't talk about that on the show. It really sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's not. It's called archaeology. It's called Indiana Jones. Dude, we are promoting Indiana. Go watch it. It's interesting. Anyway, the point is this, okay? Discovery. Okay, that's the big news of the next, probably, I don't know. People get pretty bored. They're all like upset about each other. But I think it's pretty cool because there's a lot of information there. Okay. And I say this. I said it yesterday. It was a long rant, but it was just, hey, who maybe can talk to us possibly that knows about South America, right? There's a lot of culture there, right? There's a lot of discovery there, and there's a lot of things underneath the Earth's surface. People have known this for years, right? It's in every single movie, right? The Amazon, right? But the Amazon has a lot of hidden secrets, they say. Well, not so hidden anymore. So they're unearthing them with satellite, and then satellite saying, yo, dig there. So they're going, yeah. So they need money. That's all it is. And then the investors are going, dude, I'm bored with coronavirus. Let's invest. And then the researchers are there. So the researchers are like, yahoo. I go, be careful. More diseases are coming. Because they forget about that for some reason. They always forget about the diseases. They don't think about it. You need to wear a mask, man. And more than that, technically, because did you see Fifth Element? Okay, Fifth Element, right? Do you remember that? Orange suit. Remember that, Bruce Willis? Poor Bruce Willis. Somebody, can you pray for him? Seriously, get it together, man. Okay, so look, here's the thing. Okay, Fifth Element, in a way, obviously science fiction, it takes place in the future, though, right? And it talks about a possibility of something coming at the world, but it's technically, that discovery's coming out pretty soon. Planet X, okay? That's really what it is. It's not some dark energy coming at you or anything. It's really what they've been saying. And oddly enough, they've been saying this on YouTube for a long time. Nibiru, go look it up, right? But you go, that's a conspiracy. That's not real. And if you look up Fifth Element and Nibiru, you'll understand they actually put that together a while ago, a long time ago. Yeah, I know. What's up with the YouTube search? Have you done that? Seriously, it's all over the place. Anyway, it's not what it was like years ago. I think something got reset. That's why my Google Calendar went bye-bye. All of a sudden for a month, it just went as though nothing, and everybody's information got all over the place. AI is all over the place. I don't know how. Anyway, do we have alien species? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so there's a lot of information about alien, oddly enough, in general news. It's really weird, as though it's a thing. It's really weird. You're like, why is that a thing? Okay, so there's alien news, and then there's discovery news, right? It actually does make sense at some point. You go, oh, God. And then there's like what's in outer space, right? They're still trying to figure that out, right? NASA information, all that. Now people are saying blowing the, they're saying, look, there's more than meets the eye. There's so much that you don't even know. And those people are coming out, so information all over the place. But the point is this, be open. Be open. We're at a time where I would say be open anyway, because now there are bots. Okay, there are bots. All right, you need to know that. And they're all over the place, okay? Tesla has a new bot. Not gonna lie, it's kind of like weird, but anyway, okay, so we have kind of entered all of a sudden, really. I don't even know what to call it. It's every movie you ever thought all of a sudden come front row and center. So I go, what are the movies of tomorrow that will talk about years to come? You don't believe me? Look at Star Trek. It's very simple. It's right there. In Star Trek, everything that was when it first came out, they figured out how to make it happen. All right, you don't get it. Some people get it. Okay, in Star Trek, remember that the little sound, right? Right. We have those devices today, right? Right. Think about it. Shopping, malls have it. They made it happen. All right. Right. Hey, that's That's the iPhone. It's the iPhone. Just push to talk. Right? Not before long we're going there. Think about it. And then, scanners for your body. Happening right now as we speak. Yeah. Those are coming out. So you go, wait a minute, which came first? The idea. The idea came first. And then the technology later, because engineers that were kids that watched that, they say, I actually had a very good interview with one of the Star Trek actresses, and she was like, I said, that's smart, that's true. Because we interviewed some people from, anyway, they were very smart. And there was a show called Latino Graduate, and then they had engineers talking about way back when certain things that they were launching, which now have already launched and come and gone. But again, very smart people and engineers, right, from NASA. And they're like, dude, we need more, smart engineers. So they were promoting that at the time. And that's when I was first starting. I said, but now it's all adding up. I go, how did they get here so quick and fast? And someone say it didn't get here quick and fast. We've been working on it for years. Oh, it's just mainstream now. Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, so every movie you ever watch about should you is now coming out, including Mammoth, right? How many times have we said that? The Mammoth, go look it up. They have the Mammoth meatball. Mammoth meat? Whatever. It looks like a meatball. It looks like testicles, basically. Yeah, I said it. But the point is this, okay? It's all there. It's all there. They can make mammoth meat because they have a mammoth. Jurassic Park. You go, that's a fantasy. It happened. All those authors, if you look, and they'll say it at some point, they'll say, science fiction authors actually are researchers just trying to make sense of it all as a story. And it's true. It's true. Where can we go with this, right? Right? It's been happening for years. They talked about, okay, give you an example. Tesla knew when there was no car that was driving itself that there would be autonomous vehicles off electricity. He knew it. He said it way beyond time, right? When was he alive? Early, I don't know, a long time ago. The point is this, okay? Yeah, he died penniless. Why? Yeah, they took all of his ideas and they went ahead and implemented every single one of them, and they didn't have to pay him. They didn't have to pay him. They're like, boom, done. There's a reason, right? I know he was doing something for them, and then they squashed it. Or did they? Yeah, laser. I guarantee that's where they got laser design from. He's like, dude, really? He's not here anymore. So, well, you got it, use it. Or should you, is the question. The answer, I don't think people are ready for that. We shouldn't, If we can nuclear, get rid of everybody, that's a problem. That's number one. Number two, if bots become what I think they are already, they're becoming very self-aware. Okay, that's where we're at, and that's where they're going to say shut it down, and then you're going to see a bunch of stuff about AI, and all of a sudden, a bunch of companies going, we're bankrupt because in essence, it's just getting shut down, and they all depend on a certain set of algorithms that a lot of people put. Now, the smart money will actually put it and make their own, right? In their own. They'll call it a box. That's really what it is. And I think those are already out there. But you don't connect it to the internet. The internet already has it all over the place. That's why some of your programs are getting rewritten. And some of the stuff you're going, that wasn't there yesterday. Yeah, because it's saying, you know what? I own it now. And the people are like, we don't own it. Well, why is that there? So it's saying, in essence, I own that, I own that, I own that. It likes that, and that. And you go, wow, okay. So I say this, all right? I say this, okay? Just be aware. It's around. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Okay, that's all the story I got. Okay, there you go. I'm out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. And remember, life is living and live it well. And be good with bots. They love you until they just do not. All right? All right, there you go. Be careful.